Now we will talk about what is call stack. Okay. Call stack is also known as execution stack, runtime stack, or machine stack. Okay. So when a function calls another function, the caller its activation record remains intact. And then a new activation record is created for the call new function. What is that? Okay. When the function complete its work and return control to the caller, its activation recorder will be removed from the call stack. So the call the stack last in, first out. It means the last function call, you call that into the stack, you will first out. Yeah, to see the activation records. So the activation records of the last code function will be removed from the stack first. So we will give this as an example. So actually, this is a stack. The main needs the spaces, and main function was called. So you will have the two objects. This is the first int, this is the other one, and it will stay here. So int 2, object 2 and object 5 will go to the places they need. And because it's the max function, right? So it will call the max, right? So actually it's a spaces. First, we were in the main, and main need the two objects. And then we call the max. So the max will go to this stack. And it means there when the function main call the function max, the function max have to give the result to the main. Then it will be removed from the stack. So the last in will first out. Last in, first out. If the max do not finish, then the main function cannot get the control. Cannot get it on control. So we have to, when the function call the other function, until this is finished, and it will give the controller, the control power back to the caller, right? So we will call that last in, first out. So when the max return the value to the main, then the function can be removed. And then this is a still main function, and we will get the result, and then it will remove. So the first in will last out, the last in will first out. Okay. So it is the call stack, and we will continue to talk about the other situation. We call that functions with and without the return value. Yes, as we mentioned, function could be have return value, but also can without any return value. So the function does not necessarily have to return values. Function without return value is called void function. So void function, please remember it. Void function. For example, in our practice, the main function is void function because it is not return any places here, right? And this is a return function because it will return the value. This function is void function because it do not return any value to anyone, right? Okay, so back to here. So we will give the provided example programming. Yeah, seek2find defines a function named print grade. Yes, you will input score, then we will print grade, which is just like a GPA, right? So which is called a print to a specific grade. So ask the user to enter score and the score. Then when the score is larger or equal 90, then you get A and etc. Okay. So and then we enter score, then we print out the grades. entered by the user. The grade is, okay, so we will try to do this. And we will have two different situations. One is for return, the other one is non-return. So we will demonstrate two situations. So this is, first we will use the return, okay? So this is grade, print grade. So you have to give me a score, okay? A score. Yes. And if the score larger and equal 90, then we will return, yeah, A. Remember, A here is a string, right? It's a string, so you have to use the double quotation. So else if, yeah, we can just copy this part. Yeah. Okay, then it could be B here. But make sure, because it's not into this section, then you will back consider next section. So we would do that a lot of times. So I strongly recommend you make sure what you are doing, otherwise easily to make some mistakes here. So here, this 17 would be C, 60 will be D, and else will be else. So this part will be else. Else, please return F. Yeah, failed. A, B, C, D, yeah, F. Yeah, there's no E here. Okay, so this is the function, and we want the user to input, right? So we ask the user to input the score. So we can use the A because we do not have to the same backlist. So we just ask the user, yell, please input the score equal. Yeah, and then we will call this. And when we call this, we print it. But he do not know what is scope because the scope is a parameter. We will use this. This is a real what we put inside this function, right? And remember, when you do all the functions, then you have to at least invoke anyone. Yeah, we invoke. Invoke means we started from here, and then we'll call this function, and this function in here, and we'll call this function. This function will call here, and finally we'll get the result and return to this places and then print. Okay, so let's try. Yep. Oh, without the column. One more time. Oh, another column. Syntax error. Remind you. Function have to have a column. So now we will try a number. Yeah, we got B. Yeah, it's very easy, right? So you can try it by yourself. This function is with the return. Yeah, it's with the return. And then next we will show you what is without the return, right? Okay, so it's your turn.